The only thing that I would like to add, guys, is that what is encouraging about the discussions that we had is that Nick, Nas, and also Ashwin were part of the discussion. They were all in the same room. They were courteous to each other. They shook hands. They openly chat. So there is no animosity that exists between the three of them. From what we have seen today, they were courteous to each other and they kept on talking to each other like mature people. And that, we think, it's a positive step in terms of the engagement that we are having. But like Gideon has already said, we are getting into a stage where we gathered as much information as we got today. However, we could not come to any conclusions at this stage. We all agreed together with the three parties involved that we will continue the engagements going forward. As to when the engagements are going to be concluded, we can't say a word yet, but we all agreed that we need to continue the engagements going forward. So that's how far we are up to the stage of the night.
All right, as the gentlemen know, there's been racial undertones, especially on Twitter, not even undertones. Is it a case of racism, or is it just a mere disagreement between two colleagues or three?
You see, from the observation of today's discussion, there is no racism that we picked up from any of the discussions that we have had, and we do not see it anywhere in the discussions that we have had today. So, as far as we are concerned, it's people that got into some discussions of some sort, but we are still digging deeper into getting into the underneath what really happened and what transpired to lead to this type of action, because nobody walks off stage just for the sake of walking off stage. There must be something deeper, and we are saying we're engaging all parties to get to the bottom of this thing, and once we have finalized this issue, we'll be able to give out answers.
Do you get a sense that this is an isolated incident, or does this emanate from other misunderstandings in the past?
Look, I think that what we've always encouraged on the platform is for all our panelists to engage in robust debate. They don't have to agree. That's the point of having 3 or 4 different panelists on the same panel, is to get divergent, different views. So I don't think it is that. However, there obviously is an issue that we're trying to unpack. And as Calvo has said, we don't think it is a racially motivated issue. Because if it were, then it would be easier to come to a solution, because as a business, as a country, we don't stand for any prejudice of any kind whatsoever.
I think the outcome, obviously, what you're saying, you can discuss with us now. Can you at least give us an idea of what it is that caused whatever happened on Saturday? Why did you walk off? Obviously, that was supposed to be the first question that you guys asked him. Want to hear from him. Why did you walk off second Saturday?
No, I don't think we are ready to answer that question at this present moment, because that's why we are saying we need more engagement, because we are going deeper into people's feelings as to is there something else that prompted this thing that we are not aware of. And up until we get to the crux of exactly what is underneath this thing, we don't want to make statement that we found that we have misled you in the course of this thing. Hence, we have tried as much as possible to speak to them up until at this time, but we feel we still need further engagements for us to be able to get to the bottom of this, unfortunately.
And also, sorry, if I may add, everybody needs, all 3 of them need a bit of time to reflect on what happened. You can imagine the past 48 hours for them has been a crazy whirlwind. They haven't been able to sleep and eat and engage with their families. So they've also requested a bit of time to listen. Let me just each want to introspect to find out what exactly caused what happened. And then once we go further with our engagement, all of that will come out. We don't want to force anybody to divulge really how they're feeling deeply inside, because it's a very emotional issue. However, we want to give them that space to say, okay, guys, let's not rush it then. Let's give ourselves time. Let's keep the door open. It's still business as usual for us in a lot of ways, because we still have to do productions. We're not casting any sort of aspersions on anybody to say this person is right, this person is wrong, because that is not fair until we've come to a conclusion post the review.
Business as usual, does that mean, Calvo and Gideon, is that they will be present on during the production on Saturday?
You know what I must do? I must actually check with our scheduled for the weekend. I do know that we've got a Pro 14 final. I do know that we have got Super Rugby clashes. I don't see from what happened on Sunday or on Saturday, if we take them off, it's like we've already judged them and we've judged who's right and who's wrong. I don't think that's fair, because it will send a message to the public that this person is on or this person is not on. It's because they've done something wrong. It's not fair.
Mr. Gabani, is it true that Nick Mallet walked out of the meeting?
No. Nick had a flight to catch. He lives in Cape Town. He flew in this afternoon. He couldn't get a 6 a.m. flight. He got here at 11. He's got an appointment tomorrow, which I won't divulge. It's got nothing to do with SuperSport or the incident. So he had to catch a flight to Cape Town. That is why.
If I could go back to my question earlier, I don't know if you understood what I was trying. I'm not particularly asking for a statement from SuperSport or MultiChoice. I just want to know, when you guys met in the meeting, obviously your statement is different. You guys will still have to do investigations and whatnot. But what I think, if I speak for the whole of South Africa, we want to know is that what caused him, what is he saying? It does not necessarily have to be a statement from you guys, but what is the statement from him? What made him walk?
No, that's why we're saying we need to dig deeper into what actually happened, because it's an unfortunate incident that you can't really just listen to one party and say, no, this is what happened. You need to get all the production guys to come and give you a story. You need to, all the parties in the room, this one saying that, this one saying that, and then you say, does it make sense? Do they give you enough information for you to be able to say
that's about what actually happened.
Yeah.
What is he saying?
No. I'm saying he also has to say something to us. The other guys also were in the same studio. They have to say something to us. And then we have to, based on the information that we gather, be able to decide as to whether we have got enough information to make a judgment on what they've said. And at the moment, we can't make any judgment. We're saying we still need to dig deeper. And that's why we still need time to engage with all of them again. And we have agreed that because we didn't manage to get to the bottom of this issue, we will continue to engage with them in the next few days. So that's where we are going.
Mr. Gabani, is anybody's job on the line here?
At this point, no. Nobody's job is at the line up until we come to a conclusion of our investigation. So that would be preempting the outcome of a process, and I don't want to do that. So I can't say anybody's job is on the line.
When can we expect decision?
We don't know. That's what we're communicating. We don't know. Based on the engagement that we are going to have, the positive thing that came out of this discussion is that everybody was courteous. We didn't pick up that the people are people that can't work together. I think they will continue to work together, and they are prepared to work together. So there are some positive elements that we threw out of, but we want to make sure that we get to the bottom of it so that we avoid it from happening again.
When will the next engagement be?
Tomorrow we are talking again.
He did say on Saturday, he did say that he cannot work with them. So you say that they don't mind working with each other. So has
from today's discussions, it's very clear they can continue working together. They've made it clear to us. Yeah.
So they've buried the hatchet?
No. Remember, this is an ongoing engagement. The first thing that we pick up in the discussion is that everybody is prepared to talk to each other. Everybody is prepared to go out there and say whatever that they feel they need to say. However, we need to get to the bottom of it. We didn't see anything that says they are not prepared to work together. And they say, no, they are prepared to work together. So that's what we got today. But thank you very much, guys. We really need to go. No one has ever walked off stage. It's something that you don't get maybe once in a minute.
The simple answer.
Yeah. From?
Look, we've got a relationship with the Ministry of Sport. We are engaging with them as we speak, but we don't want our engagements with respect to be through the media or social media. We will speak directly with them, but they have engaged us and we have engaged them. Thank you.
Okay, thanks guys. Sorry, thanks guys.